All right, this lesson is going to be about rounding. We're going to be using a lot of rounding in this module, so I wanted just to take a day to practice rounding. Now, this chart that you're looking at here gives you all of the place values. So you can refer to this at any time throughout the lesson, but the main ones we're going to focus on really are the hundreds, tens, ones, probably all the way down to the thousandths value. All right, just a couple reminders. When it has a TH on the end, that means it's the number after the decimal place. All right, so tenths, hundredths, thousandths, those are all numbers after the decimal place. All right, so let's just take a second to identify the place value of the underlying number. So we're just identifying, we're not rounding yet. So for part A, the 9 is circled. Okay, or I'm sorry, underlined, I should say. So the 9 is underlined. That is a comma. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 place values from the decimal place. So if you look at 5 places from the decimal place, this would be in the 10 thousandths place. Part B, the 7 is 3 from the decimal point, would be the hundredths. The very first number, that's your ones place value. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 place values over. That would be the hundred thousandths. The fourth place value over, that's the thousands. And the fifth would be the 10 thousandths. Couple more here. We have the second one, that would be your tens place. And then the fifth one, that would be your 10 thousandths. All right, so let's talk about rounding. So when we're rounding to the nearest whole number, we're going to show a little bit of work. We are going to underline the digit in whatever place value that we're looking at. So the directions here say we're rounding to the nearest whole number. So we're going to underline the number that's in the ones place value. Whole number means no decimal point. So that's where they did that. Then we're going to look at the digit to the right. Now, if it's 5 or greater, you're going to round it up. If it's 4 or below, you're going to let it go. So a lot of your teachers in the past years have said that little rhyme, 5 or above, give it a shove, 4 below, let it go. So that number to the right is going to tell us what way to do it. Now, this step 3, it says rewrite with zeros. I actually don't want you to do that. You can cross that off, because if you add those, you're not actually rounding to the nearest whole number. You'd be rounding to a different place value. All right, so similarly, it says 1.265 to the nearest tenth, so they underline the tenths place value, which would be the 2. They look at the number to the right, 5 or above, give it a shove, so that 2 becomes a 3. So let's complete the chart. We are going to round to the nearest tenth, the nearest whole number, and the nearest hundredth. So tenth, whole number, and hundredth. All right, and we're going to do that for each number on the left. So for the first one, I'm going to write the work in the box for you. So 14.859. So I'm going to underline the number in the tenth. The 5 is going to tell the 8, 5 or above, give it a shove, to go up. So it would be 14.9. Now, I'm going to take that same number, 14.859. I'm going to underline the ones value because whole number means ones value. The number to the right is 8. So 8, 5 or above, give it a shove, tells that 4 to go up to a 5. So nearest whole number would be 15. And the last one, use that same number again. Okay, I'm going to underline the hundredths place value. The 9, 5 or above, give it a shove, makes that 5 go up to make it 14.86. Now we're going to do all of that again with 75.314. So 75.314. Again, nearest tenth. So 3 is in the tenths place value. 1. Okay, 5 or above, give it a shove. 4 below, let it go. So 1, we're going to just let it go and leave it as 75.3. All right, 75.314. Write it down again. Whole number. That means the 5. So 3 is going to tell the 5 what to do. So 5 or above, give it a shove. 4 below, let it go. And the last one, 75.314 hundredths. So that would be your 1. 5 or above, give it a shove. 4 below, let it go. So we're going to leave it as 0.31. Now, what I would like you to do is pause this video so that you can go through and try these on your own. And then I'm going to have you check the answers when you're done. Just hit play and kind of check those answers and make sure you have the right ones. Go ahead and pause the video right now. All right, so let me just write down the problem. This is my tenths value. So the 9 is going to tell that to go up to a 1. All right, whole number. So 3, the 0 is below 5, so it's going to tell us to stay as 1/13. The 9, the first 9 is in the hundredths place value. The second 9 tells it to go up, but you can't go up anymore. So what has to happen is we have to go to the next number, that 0, and make that number go up to a 1, but you still need a 0 in the hundredths place value because you're rounding to the nearest hundredth. Don't forget that 0. All right, 43.947, so 9 is in the tenths place value. The 4 is going to tell the 9 to stay the same, so 43.9. This time we're looking at the 3. The 9 tells the 3 to go up to a 44. And the hundredths, that would be your 4, so look at the 7. The 7 tells you to go up, so 43.95. All right, next set. We have 40.984, so the nearest tenth. So 9 is in the tenths place value. 8 tells it to go up, but 9 can't go anywhere, so we actually go to the 0 and make it 41.0. Don't forget the 0. Okay, this time the 0 is in the 1's place value. The 9 tells that to go up to 41. And the last one, 8 is in the hundredths place value. The 4 tells you to leave it alone, so 40.98. All right, and the last row here, let me just write this down. Tenths place value is the 0. 3 tells you to leave it alone. And yes, you are still going to write that 0 there. Whole number would be the 2. So the 0 is going to tell you to keep it as just 72. And the nearest hundredth would be your 3. 8 tells you to push that up to a 4. All right, so those are